Listener McHugh is in the house.
Naturally, Madam Leader, he's a fifth warder, so.
I wasn't going to give that up.
Well, knowing the city's geography as I do, I think that's appropriate. So.
There you go.
Am I?
You're muted.
Great. How about now?
We can hear you now, sir.
Great. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Long time no see. We're going to begin this meeting. This is the City Council, City of Providence, I should say. Committee on Finance. It's a regular meeting. It's Thursday, April 8, 2021. I'm John Igliozzi, the chairman, and I have the clerks here. Madam Clerk, can we begin this meeting and do a roll call, please?
Chairman Igliozzi.
Present, please.
Vice Chairwoman Ryan.
Present.
Councilwoman Hill. Absent.
Councilman Castillo is here. Thank you, Councilwoman. Say it again.
Councilwoman Anthony. Councilman Taylor.
Here.
We have 4 present, 1 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let the record reflect that Internal Auditor Gina Costa is present, Jimmy Lombardi, our Treasurer, is present, Kevin McHugh, Law Department Solicitor, Councilman Espinal is present, and with that, we're going to move on to the first item. Madam Clerk, item number 1, please.
Communication from the Honor of the Mayor dated April 1st, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Sections 302B and
I say present.
Charter 1980 as amended in Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987. He is this day appointing Tiana Ochoa of 61 Stella Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02909, as a member of the Salary Review Commission for a term to expire on January 1st, 2023, and respectfully submits the same for your approval.
Thank you. So if we could do this, is the other individuals, Everin Perez, Mr. Ritchie, Stenfeld, and Van Leesten, are they online?
Yeah, it's just Tiana. I just brought her over.
If they're online, so why don't we, if I could indulge the committee members, could we call all those items at the same time, have those individuals be sworn in, then we can go through that process? Is that okay? So we take all the items up?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
1 through 5, motion by Vice Chair Ryan. Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Taylor. Discussion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, can you items 2, 3, and 4, and 5?
The only one that's not there is Evan Perez. And the rest of them, they don't, she's not on.
Okay, well, then let's name the name. Let's go through it, and then who's here, we'll swear in. Who's not, we'll deal with. Madam Clerk?
Item 2, communication from His Honor the Mayor dated April 1st, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Sections 302B and 415 of the Providence Home Charter of 1980, as amended in Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987, he is to say the appointment of Evan Perez of 24 Stanford Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 907, as a member of the Salary Review Commission for a term to expire on January 1st, 2023, and respectfully submit the same for your approval. Number 3, communication from His Honor the Mayor, dated April 1st, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Sections 302B and 415 of the Providence Home Rule Charter of 1980, as amended in Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987, he is to say the appointment of Robert L. Ritchie, Esquire, of 100 Exchange Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02903, as a member of the Salary Review Commission for a term to expire on January 3rd, 2023, and respectfully submit the same to your approval. Item 4, communication from His Honor the Mayor dated April 1st, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Sections 302B and 415 of the Providence Home Rule Charter of 1980, as amended in Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987, He is to stay appointing Jennifer Steinfeld of 47 Biltmore Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02908, as a member of the Salary Review Commission for a term to expire on January 1st, 2023, and respectfully submit the same for your approval. Item 5, communication from His Honor the Mayor, dated April 1st, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Sections 302B and 415 of the Providence Home Rule Charter of 1980 as amended and Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987, he is to stay appointing Jordan Van Leesten of 226 Rochambeau Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02906, as a member of the Salary Review Commission for a term to expire on January 1st, 2023, and respectfully submit the same for your approval.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Anthony is present. Madam Clerk, could you have the witnesses, the folks, be sworn in? They can be sworn in, state their name, their address, and then we can begin the vetting.
Can everybody raise your right hand, please? Do you swear under penalty of perjury that the testimony they are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Could start with Tiana. Can you just state your name for the record and where you live, your address?
Sure. Tiana Ochoa. I reside at 61 Stella Street, Providence, 02909.
Okay, and is Erin Perez present, you said, Madam Clerk? Right, Perez? What are they? Oh, could you state your name and your address, Madam Perez?
She frozen?
No, she's not. Ms. Perez, could you state your name and your address for the record?
Hi, Evelyn Perez, 27 Stanford Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
SCAMF4D.
Thank you. Mr. Ritchie, could you state your name and address for the record?
Sure. Robert Ritchie, 100 Exchange Street, Providence, Rhode Island.
Thank you. Is it Jennifer Steinfeld, if I'm saying that right? Could you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, it's Jennifer Steinfeld, 47 Biltmore Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02908.
And Mr. Jordan Van Leesten, could you state your name and your address for the record? And
Jordan Van Leesten, 226 Rochambeau Avenue, 02906.
welcome, first of all of you. I'm going to take you one by one, but there's going to be the same general questions, so we'll start off, then I'll just go in the same order, okay? So first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for submitting your name to participate in this grand experiment called the City of Providence. It looks like all of you, the mayor's looking for you either to be reappointed or to be appointed to the Salary Review Commission. Just wondering, could you just tell one by one a little bit about yourselves and then maybe why you'd like to be a member of that commission? I'm going to start off with Ms. Ochoa, and then we're going to Madam Perez, Mr. Ritchie, and then Jennifer Steinfeld, and then Mr. Van Leesten per the order of the docket. Ms. Ochoa?
Thank you. Tiana Ochoa, and I am a social worker by training, but I do work as a senior member of an organization or nonprofit. So in my work, I've had the opportunity to do this type of work at a smaller scale, of course, but to be able to review salaries as we looked at changing the pay scale for our team. And so I've done some of this research and some of this work. I can say that we successfully were able to implement a scale that was equitable for our staff, but also that was fiscally responsible for the organization, which is skills that I'm looking to implement in this role as a resident of the City of Providence. Obviously, these are things that are of concern to me. We want to ensure that we are doing our due diligence as we look at pay scales, but that we are being, again, equitable and responsible financially.
Thank you. Ms. Perez, you have the mic.
Yes, hi, good afternoon. Evelyn Perez, I'm a case social worker at DCYF. And I had the opportunity last time to be a member of this commission and under the leadership of Mr. Ritchie. And I think I bring some experience from the past membership and in the commission, and I feel that being part of this makes me part of something bigger and something that can be beneficial to most people that are in in um, in the salary or in staff in the state. So we had the opportunity to verify some nearing um, states to compare salaries with the state of Rhode Island, and it was a very good eye opener to make sure that we are equity, we are actually competing with other states, and we are doing the right thing for the people of Rhode Island. So I'm honored to be part of this and be like a voice for other people. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ritchie, you have the mic, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee. I am a former employee of the city of Providence. I had worked there for 31 years, both as the recorder of deeds and as the director of workforce development. And as Erin said, I previously served a couple of years ago, I guess now, as the chair of the Salary Review Commission, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Why am I doing it? I think I bring some knowledge to the table with my past experiences with the city of Providence, and it's a sort of a civic duty to also give back and help everyone out there with this task.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Next, Jennifer Steinfeld. You have the mic.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the committee, for considering me for this position. I know many of you because I formerly served the city of Providence, also working like Mr. Ritchie in workforce development and with the Office of Economic Opportunity. And I left city service to work for the National League of Cities, where I also work in economic development. And like Ms. Ochoa, I'm trying to balance that need to support our workforce and be competitive as an employer with the need to be fiscally responsible and responsible stewards of our taxpayer dollars. Thank you for consideration.
Thank you. Mr. Jordan Van Leesten, sir, you have the mic.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to say thank you to Chairman and also to the other board committee members for being able to give me this opportunity to finally, for me being a longtime Providence resident, be able to serve on a commission that for me I think is incredibly important for the future of our city and its residents, and really emphasizing transparency in the democratic process. So a little bit about me. I'm a former employee of the city of Providence, working under Mayor Jorge Alorza and his community relations team. Other than the work there, I went on to work at a locally located but national nonprofit called Year Up. And then right now I'm actually working as a program manager at the Square Center at Brown University. So I'm a longtime resident, born and raised here in Providence, and I'm really honored to be able to work on this commission, and looking forward to meeting and also seeing some old faces and seeing some new faces as well. So again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Any comments or questions by committee members?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair Ryan, and then Councilwoman.
I would just like to say to each and every one of you, thank you very much for stepping up and serving in this role. For those that are being reappointed, I thank you even more. For those that are newly appointed, I am very pleased with the administration's appointments. There is never, it seems, one of the most heartwarming things that we see in this committee is a host of talented, capable, conscientious people that come before us that volunteer willingly to serve the city in various capacities. But this is an important role for financial reasons, of course, but also to make sure that we're in a position and posture to attract appropriate resources. So your message tonight, your comments in total hit all the buttons for me. So I want to say thank you for stepping up. Thank you for your willingness to serve. Some of you for more than once for willingness to be reappointed. It's an exciting group, a diverse group, and certainly a capable group. And I'm just pleased to see each and every one of you here before us. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Councilwoman Anthony, you have the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I probably can't say it better than the Vice Chair. She pretty much said it all, but I will say that you all bring a tremendous wealth of experience to this job, and we will be well served. And I can't thank you enough for stepping up and volunteering. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Anthony. Any other comments or questions by committee members?
Motion to recommend approval.
Second.
Second. Discussion. I just want to say, by the way, I want to thank you all by the willing to serve. I agree with that. You know, these types of commissions and boards, I've said it in the past, and sometimes they'll be thankless. You'll spend hours and times away from, nights away from your loved ones and maybe your favorite pet, and you'd be going like, I wish it was home. Instead, you're going to be talking about numbers and who wants what. So I commend you, because it can get a little ornery in some of these meetings, some of these committee meetings, these council meetings, and hopefully all of you seem like a great group that you'll be able to work in a very, harmonious way to create a good outcome on this commission's review of the salary. So I want to thank you all for participating and willing to volunteer your time. On behalf of not just me, but my constituents I represent. Thank you. Any other further comments or questions?
No,
All
Mr.
in
Chair.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Be
you.
well and be safe.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you
Good night.
much.
Take care, folks.
Madam Clerk, could you read the last item, please, on the docket? Or the agenda?
Relative to the city school capital improvement plan bond.
Thank you. Before I move forward, Madam Clerk, did these documents get to the committee members?
Yes.
I emailed them, yeah.
Demo from public property is supposed to be on, but he's not.
I do not know. I'll ask is Mr. Mancini here?
Mancini and.
Oh, Ms. Silvera? Do you know who is here on this, matter from the city? Mr. Mancini and Ms. Silvera?
Good evening, Mr. Chair. It's my understanding that CFO Mancini will be leading the discussion tonight on the administration's behalf.
Do you know what number is I guess, who's 78?
That number's always off.
Who is the person then?
Demo upstairs in public.
Is it that gentleman here? We don't have him on the line. Let the record reflect the Chief of Staff, Doris Santo, is present too. Mr. Mancini, do you know where that gentleman is?
I texted him before today's meeting, Mr. Chairman, and I believed he was planning on attending. So
Let me at least do this. The committee members, did you always get the documents? Do you have these documents at all? I just got them.
I do not.
Okay. All right. So all right. So I'm going to ask you to look at the email, but here's the problem, of course, is that the individual who's going to testify is not present at this time. So I'd ask two things. The committee members, if you see the documents, great. If you don't, I'm going to ask the clerk, can you please have these documents delivered to all the committee members, all the council members, and the committee members in particular? And then it doesn't make sense for us to go through these documents right now if we don't have the person who created them. I don't want to waste time. Unless you committee members want to waste time. My feeling is just, we'll continue.
Motion to continue, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Councilor Taylor, discussion, council members, committee members, you okay? Councilman Anthony, you okay with this?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I know you mentioned in the council meeting earlier that you look forward to this discussion. We all do, and I agree. And we're trying here. So, but I just ask the clerks to have these documents physically delivered, by the way, to the committee members and the council members, just in case they don't get through email. Okay, so get it both. Okay, I just asked.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I do have them. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize they had been sent by email. So I'm all set. I don't need them to be delivered.
So you can look at them, and then we'll bring them up the next time. All right?
Okay.
We'll continue this matter to the next meeting. Any further discussion? Oh, sorry, Vice Chair Ryan. I'm sorry. You had your hand
Yes,
up.
if I may, Mr. Chair, these are difficult times. We've been challenged all year for a full year with this pandemic. And I just want to say, I think it's remarkable the job that the clerks have done above and beyond. And I find it unpleasant, distasteful almost. And I just don't want anyone to think that we do not appreciate and all the support that they provide us. It's an amazing job that they do when we're dealing with paper, and the paper that we get on a daily basis to do the business of the city is remarkable. And they do a fantastic job of keeping us on task and provide the information that we need when we need it. So I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you and to recognize that we are dealing in an electronic environment right now, and it's hard. It's, I was on a community meeting and someone was on the top right box, and I was trying to get a presentation to someone who was on the bottom left box of my Zoom screen, and it just seems so easy. If we were sitting in the same room, it would have been a much easier discussion, a much easier presentation. So I just want to state the obvious. It's difficult for us to do the work of the city. We're all working double time, and we're all trying to achieve appropriateness and transparency in the work that we're doing for the city of Providence. So I just felt that needs to be said.
Okay. Is that all in favor of the continuance first?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Mancini, you have your hand up, sir?
I do. Mr. Chairman, if I may, a point of personal privilege, I'd like to echo the majority leader's point. I have said often, and my team and administration will agree, that the city clerk's office is the heartbeat of the city. Their work is exemplary. It's without comparison in everything they do. Every board, every commission, every committee, and the council, they ought to be commended for their work. And I stand with the leader and the council in supporting them.
Thank you. So if you could do this, well said, by the way. If you could do this, Mr. Mancini and Mr. Vera, could you let I know we're going to be doing a proposed second passage of this in the upcoming council meeting. I'm going to call this matter again before the Finance Committee again. Yep. And council members have questions they want answered. And that was the purpose of this meeting, as you know.
I know that.
And the council members on today's council meeting, they talked about this issue. They were concerned the fact that they don't know enough about it. There was a robust discussion, but they want to know more specifics and understanding of. They need to understand what this is all about, how it came about, what's the genesis of it all, and et cetera. My point is, it behooves the administration, I think, that whoever, whether it's Mr. Roberts or whoever, to come before the next Finance Committee meeting and make a presentation and explanation of all this information. Because I think it's going to create greater consternation for my council colleagues when it goes up to the council meeting the next time for a second passage. So I ask you to send that message.
I agree, Mr. Chair.
Right? Excuse me, Vice Chair, did you have your hand up? And then I got Councilman Anthony.
No, sir, I am done. Thank you.
Councilwoman Anthony?
Mr. Chairman, I just took a really quick look. I'm sorry, and I know we're not discussing this matter tonight, but I think really, I know we've talked to, or we have, I think, the idea of construction schedules and the projects they are working on, but I guess, and I'm not sure that our public property person may even have the answers. I mean, I'd like to know how the list was established, what the criteria was for establishing the list. And I know that what they provided is basically, downstream, meaning that, this is what we've decided to do. This is how we're going to execute it. I'm more interested in how that initial list was compiled and what the criteria was and how they prioritized the properties. And I'm not so sure, certainly not from, doesn't look like we have an answer to that with the documents. That's specifically what I was hoping to hear.
So, Mr. Mancini, it's all about the origins, the genesis of how these phase 1 and phase 2 lists came about. Someone needs to make that presentation and explain. Someone had to. There had to be some kind of report, something they referred to or reference to say why we think A versus B versus D. And that's one of the big issues that Councilman Anthony's talking about, as well as my other council colleagues who are trying to get fully informed in a widescreen fashion. So when I bring this up, we need to have that person or persons be able to answer that question or questions, okay?
Mr. Chairman, I was fully expecting to have Mr. Roberts and Mr. DeSanti present this evening. I had texted Mr. Roberts before the meeting on the rise during the council meeting to indicate the concern of council members about that very question. I was expected to see him online. I don't know if there was a technical difficulty, but I assure you I will follow through with making certain that he will be in attendance, he will have a report, and we will answer the questions posed by the various council members.
Thank you, Mr. Mancini. Councilman Anthony, do you have your hand up again, or you all set?
No, thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. With that said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Vice Chair Ryan, second by Councilman Taylor.